Sagittarius, this is day 10 of tapping into miracles and magic. And today, the magician is starting out with a question. And the question is, are you exercising your power or are you still waiting to be rescued? Are you exercising your power or are you still waiting to be rescued? And the magician is reminding us today, Sagittarius, that we are the authoritative figure in our lives. You are the authoritative figure in your life, Sagittarius, and nothing comes into existence without your permission. Nothing in your life will change without your permission. Nothing in your life will shift. Nothing in your life will transform without your permission, Sagittarius, because you are the authoritative figure in your life. And today, the magician really wants you to reflect, to contemplate, to look at how you are expressing that authority. And to be honest with yourself, are you using that authority against yourself? Or are you using it to lift yourself up, to empower yourself, to create change in your life? Are you using your authority to help you tap into miracles and magic consistently, effortlessly, and with ease? This is what the magician is asking us to look at today, Sagittarius. And the first card that we have coming through to clarify the magician's message is the Queen of Wands. Okay. And through the Queen of Wands, the magician is asking us to let go of a couple of things. First of all, the magician is asking us to let go of this pessimistic attitude that we have been embodying for quite some time, right? This pessimistic attitude that totally goes against who we are at our core. Okay. The magician is asking us to let go of self-doubt. And the self-doubt has come as a result of this pessimistic attitude. So, first, letting go of of pessimism. Second, letting go of self-doubt. And then the third thing that the magician is asking us to let go of, Sagittarius, is this self-centered attitude that we've been embodying. Okay. And what's important here is that we are not naturally self-centered people. But we have adopted or we have embodied this self-centered attitude as a defense mechanism, as a form of self-protection. And it's important to hear that. It's important to hear that no, you are not naturally a self-centered individual. And you have been using that attitude or that energy as a way to as a defense mechanism, as a form of self-protection. But the thing to remember and the thing for us to hear right now is that when we understand that we are the authoritative figure in our lives, what is it that we need to protect ourselves from? What is it that we need to defend ourselves from? Again, this kind of goes back to some of the earlier messages during this series talking about letting go of the wounded child self. The wounded child self needs to be defended, needs to be protected. But when you are standing firm in your authority, you don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to protect yourself. Not in the sense that you once thought that you needed to protect and defend yourself in. Okay. The Queen of Wands also coming through just to remind us, Sagittarius, that we are naturally compassionate people. We are naturally optimistic and hopeful people. We are naturally generous people, enthusiastic, charismatic people. People have a tendency to look to us, Sagittarius, to experience joy, to create joy, right? To create joyful moments. People look to us for that, because that is who we are at our core. Because we have always had this understanding that nothing can take that away from us. And yet we've kind of had ourselves in this space where we've allowed some shit to take that away from us, or we've allowed some shit to blind us to who we are at our core. Right? And it also goes back to that question, are we exercising our power or are we still waiting to be rescued? Because if we're still waiting to be rescued, if we're still waiting to be rescued, that's a part of that self-centered attitude. That's a part of that self-doubt, right? And the second card that we have coming through to clarify the magician's message today is the Four of Coins. And through the Four of Coins, another question is coming through. And the question is, what is it that you value, Sagittarius? What is it that you value? What is it about who you are at your core that you value? And how can you allow that to create more stability in your life? How can you allow what it is that you value about yourself to create more stability in your life? Because something that I'm hearing right now, Sagittarius, is that a lot of what it is that you value about yourself, who you are at your core, is the very things that kind of cause some separation between you and people in your life. Right? There are people, and it's again, it's going back to that authoritative energy. There are authoritative figures in your life who have looked at you and who have wished that they could have what you had, that natural zest and optimistic energy and that inquisitive energy that you possess, that energy to just go for it. There are people in your life, Sagittarius, who didn't get to just go for it because of life and how it unfolded, right? They didn't understand that they had the power, the authority, and the way that you understand it. And this is another reason why the Queen of Wands is coming through. Again, reminding you, Sagittarius, that what's more important than holding a grudge, what's more important than being mad at people is that you're compassionate with people, is that you're understanding, is that you are loving. Most importantly, right now, the way that it's coming through is that you are understanding and that you allow this understanding that you allow this compassionate energy that you possess to soften you, to soften you. All right. The other thing that's coming through with the Four of Coins, Sagittarius, is that the magician is saying that you've lost touch with or that you've neglected what it is that truly brings you joy, which is why you've experienced the stagnation and burnout that you've been experiencing. So again, reconnecting with yourself in a way right now at this particular moment on the timeline to where you recall and remember what it is that truly brings you joy. Because when you come back home to what it is that truly brings you joy, that is when you will begin to tap into miracles and magic more consistently and with ease. All right. And the last card that we have coming through to clarify the magician's message today is the world. And the world showed up in this series already on day 8. And the message here today with the world is this reminder, Sagittarius, that you are coming into a space where you are stepping onto a new timeline, okay? And this is the timeline where you decide, dictate, and determine what your life experience will be. Because a lot of your life experiences, Sagittarius, has been rooted in impulsivity, right? We have this impulsive nature about ourselves, and a lot of the decisions that we've made, a lot of the experiences that we've had, listen, and great experiences that we've had have been rooted in impulsivity. It hasn't really been rooted in, okay, I have this inner authority, and I'm going to exercise this authority and this power that I have, and I'm going to use this power and authority that I have to create a very intentional life for myself, right? We haven't been using our authority in that way. We've been using it in a more impulsive way, which is why we haven't really been as grounded in our authority and within our power because because we've been living more impulsively than we have been living more intentionally. And so the world is just coming through to remind us that this cycle where we have been living more impulsively is coming to a close, right? This cycle where we were chasing and seeking a thrill more than we were living intentionally is coming to a close. Okay, we are in a space, Sagittarius. We are coming onto a timeline, stepping onto a new timeline, and on this new timeline, this is where we are creating a new reality for ourselves that is peaceful, stable, harmonious, and rooted in joy. All right, and those four things are the things that we've wanted more than anything. More than a bunch of money, more than the fancy house, more than the fancy car, more than the most beautiful and magical relationship, right? More than the beautiful experiences and traveling the world. What we've wanted more than anything, Sagittarius, is to experience peace, to experience stability inside and outside, to experience harmony and to experience joy. And because we have been doing the work to regulate ourselves, to let go of the belief systems, the narratives, the illusions that we were holding on to that were serving as barriers, because we've been doing the work to identify what those illusions are. And what because we've been committing ourselves to letting them go, we have been cultivating peace, stability, harmony, and joy from within. It's from that space that we're going to be able to tap into miracles and magic consistently, effortlessly, and with ease, Sagittarius. All right. So there is one more card that has come through for this reading, kind of serving as the conclusion of the reading. All right. And it is the Page of Swords. And through the Page of Swords, the magician is saying, Sagittarius, get curious about how your inner authority wants to be expressed and articulated through you. Again, let go of the impulsivity because the impulsivity is serving as a barrier to you really creating your life and using your authority with intention. Okay. Also, through the Page of Swords, the magician is reminding us, Sagittarius, that we have the answers. And the magician is also saying that we're always eager to share the answers with others. But how might our lives change once we start sharing them with ourselves? We are very insightful. We are very intuitive. We have and know that we have access to wisdom. But the call right now is to really start to share that wisdom, the insight, the intuitive guidance with ourselves so that we can create a life that is truly reflective of the will of our soul, so that we can use our authority in a way that resonates with how the essence of God wants to express that authority through us. So that is day 10, Sagittarius, of tapping into miracles and magic. This one was a little bit lengthy. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for interacting. Thank you for your thoughts and your reflections and your comments. I truly appreciate it. I do want to invite you to join me for the Reiki meditation that I host every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for the Sagittarius Collective. You can send me a DM or leave a comment to let me know if you want more information about that, and I will get it to you. I love you so very much.